melt this when I'm ocean waves.
Tonight on Nova Legends podcast, I have recent Duke commit Darren Harris and his father, Coach Kevin Harris. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Well, thank you for having us.
Oh, of course. So, as I saw the press conference the other day, great news. Not a huge surprise to a lot of people. But Darren, how would you describe your feeling after you finally made the announcement? Is it one of relief, one of joy, or what kind of emotions did you have after committing to Duke?
I would say it's more joy than relief. Duke has always been a dream school of mine, so it was really nice to commit there and get it over with. Like, really made my dream come true. But it's not a relief because I know I'm gonna have a lot of pressure on me not to perform every game, and a lot of people will be like have a microscope on me every time I play.
Yeah, that's true. Coach, how about for you and Roxy? How would you describe your emotions?
For us, it's joy as well. I mean, having seen Darren's journey from when he first picked up basketball until now, it's just a sense of relief for him and, joy for us as a family and our entire family. Seeing his hard work pay off, but also it's like, we have to be the support system now that he does have that microscope and his target on his back for the next 2 years when he finishes high school.
Yeah. So, when we first talked last year, your sophomore year, it seemed like Duke was pretty much not a done deal, but it seemed like that's where you were going. And then, I saw you had some visits. You had a visit to was it? I'm getting all my
Ohio State and Maryland.
Ohio State, Maryland, and stuff. And I know that's how the game is played. You have to take your visits because who knows if things change. Was it always going to be Duke, or did you feel like you had to go out there and to talk to other schools as well, just to see who was interested in you and the family?
I mean, it wasn't always going to be Duke. It was my dream school, but I knew a lot of things went into it. I didn't want to just commit there because I dreamed of playing there. Like Maryland, Ohio State, Miami, all the other schools that recruited me, they did a good job building a relationship. But I think the visit at Duke really just blew it away, and it made me ready to commit.
Yeah, it's a great moment. So I know you've always dreamed of Duke. What is it about Duke that you like so much? Don't get me wrong, there's a lot to love about it. But personally,
His UVA guy.
Exactly. but what is it for you that made Duke so special? I mean, it's a great program. Can never take anything away from it. But personally, why do you think Duke is so special?
I think the culture they built through winning and the way they play kind of just is different from any other program. Like the way they play spaced out. They obviously have a lot of talent, but I mean they play together too. It's not just like one-on-one. They always play together. That's why they have a lot of national championships, and they just have a winning culture. And I think that really stood out to me.
Yeah. Coach, what about you? What are your thoughts about Duke and was Duke? Were you leaving this to Darren, or is Duke one of your choices as well?
I didn't have a choice in the matter. It's just Darren's choice. Similar to when Darren was looking at high schools to go to. I didn't, that wasn't my choice to make, so I wasn't going to weigh in on it at all. I was there if he wanted feedback or had any questions, but at the end of the day, this is his choice to make, and I think you can't go wrong with choosing a place like Duke and a school, number one, where you're getting a top-class education, one of the biggest alumni networks in the country, in the world at that, and also the basketball program, like you said, the culture, their winning ways, and just building the brotherhood from years past to where they're continuing to do great things right now.
Yeah, no question. Well, I talked to some UVA guys yesterday about the season, and they could not say enough good things about Schuyler. Did I pronounce that right?
Shire.
Shire.
Yeah.
They could not say enough good things about Coach Shire. As a competitor, he was a clutch shooter. He was a fury competitor. He would motivate his teammates. They think he's going to be wildly successful. Have you got a chance to talk to him a lot? And what are your initial impressions of him as a coach?
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to him a lot. He was actually my main recruiter since like the end of our freshman year. So to have a relationship with the head coach, that obviously stood out a lot. It was different from a lot of other schools. And Coach Shire, he always like the way he played and the way he is as a competitor reminds me a lot of myself. So it's good to commit to a coach that reminds you a lot of yourself.
Yeah. Coaches, do you have a sense of Coach Shire? And you have obviously, as a coach, I know you have strong opinions about the game and coaches in general, but did you
Yeah,
have
I mean, I watched Coach Shire as a player when he played at Duke, and obviously he's a fierce competitor. But then just like small things you see when you're down there for a whole weekend with the coaching staff, like he competes at everything. I mean, they're doing like little shooting stuff like after at the photo shoot, and he's competing at that with other coaches and with Darren, and that's what I like. That's what I do with my coaching staff. With the price, we might at Centerville we used to shoot 5 shots at each spot or 10 at each spot and see who won, and we would like go back and like one more time, like that's what competitiveness is all about, and I think that's great for Duke, and he's a young guy and he relates to the student athletes there, but he also has an experience under his belt as a competitor and a coach, to take that program to new heights.
Yeah. Well, as amazing as Coach Krzyzewski was, there's something very special about a kind of a new beginning. You couldn't have done a better job than Coach K did. But I think it is exciting, have a new coach at the helm, new ideas. But he's been there for a lot of Coach K's success. So I think it could be the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I definitely see it as a seamless transition.
Yeah, I do too. What do you think of this year's team? Now, you probably know some of the players. I know a couple of the players well because you've been kind of talking to Duke for a couple of years. They seem like they had a very deep recruiting class. Are you very excited to keep up with them this year, and or is it more look? I got this is my junior year. I got to worry about my own game, or are you think you'll be involved in watching most of the games when you can?
I mean, I've always watched Duke a lot of their games, like ever since I was little. So I'm gonna keep up with them a lot. And last year I watched a lot because of Trevor and Jeremy, and Jeremy's still there, so I'm gonna watch a lot this year. And obviously I'm committed to them. I'm gonna watch a lot. But I think their team this year, I think it's deeper than last year. They have like more options like for role players. I don't think they have like Apollo, like a one in like a star. They can just get the ball to and go, but they're deeper. They can play better as a team together.
Yeah, and they got to the Final Four last year. So I mean, it's not like they have far to go. It looks like
Right.
it could be a very interesting year in the ACC.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So one thing that you have expressed is that you're kind of relieved and you're glad, you're happy, and now you can go back to focus on Paul VI and Darren Harris's basketball as well. When you think about timing, when is the time to announce? I talked to Jamie Kaiser after he announced he did it beginning of his senior year, and it seemed like he was just catching fire. He was getting new schools being brought into the mix. There's so many times when a player can commit. I mean, is there a strategy about when to commit, or do you just do it when a player is comfortable? When you like this is where I need to be. We need to commit.
I mean, I think it's just when the player's comfortable. Everybody has a different timeline and the type of school they're recruiting them. So, I mean, if a player is waiting for a school to recruit them, it's going to be pretty hard to turn it down. But if a player wants a school to recruit them, they're not coming, then they're obviously going to have to look somewhere else, and that might take a little longer. So it's really just when a player feels comfortable.
Yeah, that's right. Coach, what do you feel about the timing?
I mean, I feel like kind of like Darren said, when the timing's right for the player and the family, it's all about that fit, and do you feel comfortable committing to that program? And with that being said, do you feel comfortable committing knowing that you're not going to decommit? We want to commit and stay with that program, and I think that's important.
That's right. Well, to get back to Paul VI, because I saw you guys play this summer. You guys have an incredibly talented team. How the rest of the summer go with the team? How you got? I mean, I guess practice is probably starting, or it's already started. So how's the team look going into this season?
I mean, really, really good. I think it's probably the deepest and most talented team we've ever had. We have like 10 players with Division I offers. It's got to be like the most around here in a long time. Like we're talented at every position. We can throw a lot of lineups out. We can go small. We can go big. We can play fast. We can slow it down if we want to, but we don't really want to. But I mean, yeah, we have a lot of talent, and it should be a really fun season this year.
Yeah, Coach, are you happy that Westfield's not playing Paul VI this season?
We're up for the challenge, but yeah, I mean, we're not ready this year.
Yeah. We'll give you a couple seasons to build a little bit.
Yeah,
before
give me a year or two. Give me a
Yeah,
year.
give me a year or two before we put
Yeah.
Paul. We put Paul
Sure.
VI on the schedule. So, well, great. Well, Darren, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you for your success. Delighted for your parents. You've earned it. It's hard to get to the top of college basketball in terms of committing to a great program. Obviously, as you said before, there's work to be done, and we know you'll get there. Coach, just quickly, if you don't mind, can we talk about how'd your summer go with Westfield? I think we talked in June.
Mhm.
It just got announced. Were you pleased with what you've seen so far? And what do you think about this season?
So we've been working. We've been in the gym a lot as a group. So I got the job in June, and then we had that week in July where no one can do anything with the kids. So we're in the Wakefield Fall League right now. We're finishing that up. We have 2 more games. We've done a decent job in that. We played in the South County Jamboree in October.
Mhm.
When our guys are coming together as a unit and they're playing together, they're playing hard. It's an adjustment for them and me as well. You know, coming in as a new coach and teaching an entirely new, different system to them. But they're learning fast. They're asking questions, and they're doing all the right things. For me as a coach, it's encouraging to see. You know, we're working out 2 or 3 days a week, and you know, we have freshmen, seniors, sophomores, juniors. You know, everybody's there working together in the weight room, on the track, in the bleachers, you know, in the gym as well. So it's encouraging to see. And we don't have a lot of experience this year, but we have a lot of kids that play hard, want to play together, and fight to win.
Yeah, your point guard, I saw him play a lot last year. I like the kid,
Jaden Haley.
Yeah, I think he does a really good job. So
He does a really good job, and he's. I challenged him this year to be more of a vocal leader with our youth and inexperience, and he's done a great job so far in Fall League and in the Jamboree.
yeah, does it make your job a little bit easier that Darren is committed? Does it make it easier to coach and to focus on that, or that doesn't change one way or the other?
No, I mean, when I get to the gym at Westfield, I'm not. I mean, I love Darren to death, but I'm not worried about what Darren is committing to or who's recruiting Darren. I'm worried about the guys in the gym at that time, and you know how we can get them better, get them ready for the season.
Yeah. Well, last question, guys. What does Westfield or Paul VI have any fun trips this season? Are you guys going anywhere?
Our schedule's a little less travel heavy than theirs this year.
Oh,
They're going to London for their first 2 games.
Oh, wow.
And then they are playing in Florida, the City of Palms tournament, which is a really big tournament.
Yeah.
Then they go to Delaware, and they go to Boston to Hoop Hall to play in those games. We'll be on ESPN.
Wow.
Yeah, and they play DeMatha for the Hoops Fest in December as well. So I mean, they're going to be on the road quite a bit. I mean, you know, we go to like Centerville and Chantilly,
Yeah.
not as far, but you know, still intense environments to play in.
Yeah, I mean, last year the crowds were back, so
Yeah, I'm excited to see that because I didn't coach last year, so it's been a while since I've been in a packed gym, so I'm excited to be there.
Man, some of the gyms were crazy last year. It got interrupted again mid-season, and they never really came back after that until the playoffs.
Right.
But you know, there's a lot to be said for Centerville versus Westfield. I mean,
for
you
sure.
know, when you get intense, I mean, when Yorktown plays McLean, I mean, the level of basketball is not through the roof, but that gym is intense. I mean, those players are playing hard. So
definitely.
yeah. So, well, look, guys, again, I appreciate your time as always. I'm very happy for you guys. Can't wait to follow both teams this year. And again, Darren, I think you're making a tremendous decision. I mean, UVA would have been a great decision too, but I think after UVA, Duke was the second best option out there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julian, for your time.
Yeah. Again, guys, I appreciate your time. Have a good evening.